Wealthy is rising. To my tribe, I affirm all is well. I'm going to go ahead and knock out this second half of September collective energy / astrology reading. For those of you who are new here, I go by the name of Ife Oyin. You could just call me Ife, which means love in Yoruba. Yeah, a little bit about myself. I am a spiritual advisor. I'm an astrologer. I've been interested in astronomy and astrology literally my whole life. I'm a high priestess of an African traditional practice called Palo Mayombe. I'm a certified sound therapist, a certified Reiki master, an energy healer / teacher, etc., etc. I'm a herbalist. We can go on for this. Astrology is one form of divination that I use. I like astrology because I'm able to channel messages a lot deeper. In my opinion, I channel messages better when I look at the planetary alignments and placements. I also like astrology because this is not just planet placement information. These are portals that I am channeling for the collective, for our group specifically. So yeah, I also wanted to say that to the people who been here rocking with me too for a minute, because I don't want y'all to just look at these readings as planetary placements. Oh, the moon is in such and such. Oh, it's a full moon, it's a new moon, the sun is in Libra or whatever. I want you to look at these as portals, because that's exactly what they are. So when we're talking about the planet placements, we're talking about portals that are open and the energies that are going to come through these portals. I've never explained it like that before, but yeah, it literally just came to me before I started this live, like, oh, they don't know that these are portals. A lot of the times you'll hear the astrology community talking about major portals like the 999 portal or the Lionsgate portal or these equinoxes and solstice and things like that. But there is a portal in every season. Literally, there are portals open every single day. Okay? Every single week. Every month. Whether there's an eclipse or not. Whether the month, day, and year match up at the same number, whatever, you know. So just be mindful of that. And I can't remember where I left off, but I believe this is the start to the reading. I should have gone back and looked at the previous video to see what date we left off on. I think I remember writing that reading because my computer was broken. But now my computer is fixed. So I'm going to try not to be long-winded. Oh yeah, by the way, after this reading, I am going to go live on TikTok to do a sound bath. If you all would like to join me there, my TikTok name is Motherland Mafia. I am Motherland Mafia everywhere. So, yeah, join me for a sound bath and some affirmations. I'm on there usually for about 2 hours, which that may change. But yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so September 18th, which was yesterday. I never know what day it is. Okay, today is the 19th. Yeah, yesterday was the 18th. Oh yeah, and I did look at the planetary placements yesterday which I could have just came to the reading, but I looked at the placements yesterday because for the past couple of days, the energy has been a little weird, in my opinion. No, it's okay. Is that your phone? But what was I saying? I have forgotten though. Oh, the energy had been a little strange for the past couple of days. I could see the energy jumping from person to person in my household, and I felt a little bit of it. I felt a little irritable. And really that's really just it. But I seen a mood change in my son. Also, we got in a mini accident yesterday. I wasn't driving, but my mom was driving, and there was some rushing energy there as well. And I had to remind her, it's okay, we don't have to rush. We ended up having to take my son to his orthodontist appointment and all of that. Long story short, we were in this rushing energy, and I had to remind her to slow down after that accident. So, is that your phone right there? So, yeah, I looked at the planetary placements, and it's talking a lot about that. I don't want to keep hammering into y'all's head about discipline and going within, but that's literally what it takes for us to reach our highest version of self. You feel me? And with Saturn retrograding, baby, when I tell you we are being tested, we are being tested. And with tests come temptation. We also got some rebellious energy out here as well with Uranus. I believe Uranus is retrograding too. So we're going to want to feel like doing the wrong things or perceived wrong things. I don't want to tell you what's right and wrong, but you know what's right and wrong for you, right? So we're going to feel like going against everything that we work for. That's the whole point of a test. A test ain't supposed to be easy. A test is supposed to make you say, oh, it's okay if I do this for a second, and then later on Saturn is going to slap you on the ass and say, yeah, this is why you should have stayed the course. You feel me? So, yeah. I said I wasn't going to be long-winded. Look at me. God. Okay, hello, Shalay. My sister. Welcome. Thank you for all of your support too, and thank you for being one of my best sisters. Literally a good friend, just a good person in general, a very supportive person. You supported me on my journey and watched me grow, literally from high school up until now. And I cherish you so much. You are definitely my tribe. That is the energy we supposed to have up in here, you know, and outside of here as well. It's supposed to be some tribe energy. Okay, so September 18th, Mercury went into Libra, which is our sign of balance. Mercury rules communication, our thought process, our intellect, things like that. But it's not retrograding, so thank the gods, the heavens for that. Okay, so under the influence of this portal, this energy, we may experience conversations about balance and foundation with the people that we share finances with or are closely connected to, people we are married to, our spouses, our family members, our soul tribe, anybody that we are close to. We may be having these conversations. There may be talks about shared resources, loans, or debts, and some talks about trauma and therapy with the people that we are closest with. So some conversations may come up that may have been uncomfortable in the past. But this door is open for us to talk with those that we are close to and resolve some past traumas. You feel me? So as the season gets colder, some people may feel the need for therapy as well. Okay. But this energy that we are in right now, it is the start of that feeling. It is initiating that feeling. As we get into the more colder season, is that the way to say that? As it becomes more cold outside, or colder outside, not more cold. As it becomes colder outside, we may feel the need for tribe. You feel me? We may feel the need for therapy, some type of spiritual advisor, someone that we can talk to about what's going on. Because emotions tend to get heavier in the colder seasons. Woo, it be all types of spirits of depression running around and spirits of all kind of stuff, especially since we can't really get outside and ground ourselves and feel that warmth on our skin. You feel me? So pay attention to that this season, how you're feeling as it's getting colder. And I encourage you to pay attention to how you feel when the seasons change, right? Because that assists us in elevation. Once we are aware of the feelings, we're able to identify what we are feeling and the energy that's in the air. We're able to say, okay, let me deal with this energy. Let me banish it, release it, or embrace it, whatever the case may be. So that you know, these are the spirits that are lingering around this time. It's the same every year, literally. And science and what is it called? Statistics will tell you that as well. Statistically, people are more depressed in the colder seasons. They are sadder because of all of these, fake ass holidays and stuff like that, wanting us to be around family or our parents who passed or grandparents, whatever the case may be. So, yeah. Here I go, getting long-winded. Alright. There's an increased collective desire for graceful conversations, harmony in partnerships, and overall balance. I crave that every season. You feel me? Just peace overall, but there's a increase in that energy. This is a great time for those who have been working on yourself to work your magic. Okay? This energy brings an increase of charm when speaking through a balanced throat chakra and heightened intellect. So this is a time to express yourself. Yeah. Work your magic, okay? Utilize that throat chakra, especially if it's balanced. I believe in the past reading for the beginning of the month, it was said to work on the throat chakra. What I've been doing to work on my throat chakra, and what I always do to work on my chakras, is I anoint them with oil that I have made. Okay? I anoint them to not only amplify those chakras, but to protect those chakras as well. And that minimizes blockages for me. There's many ways that you can work on your chakras. We'll talk about it later on in the remedies. Oh my gosh, I'm being long-winded. Okay. In the past recent months, the planets were telling us to work on our lower three chakras. Oh, here I go. And if you have been diligently, now it is time for us to focus on clearing and balancing the top four chakras. Okay? What happens when we're clearing our chakras and balancing them? We're not just doing them for fun. Scientifically and metaphysically, We are clearing our chakras. This is our portal to the divine source, to the Most High, to God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, the all. Okay? When our chakras are blocked, we start feeling disconnected from that source. And we start to experience low vibrational feelings. So in this season, to those of us who are caught up, on point, you feel me, got our lower three chakras balanced and feeling good. We're not feeling fear. We walking in our creativity. You feel me? We feeling good and in touch with our sensuality, our body. It's time for us to work on those top 4 chakras and get into that heart space. Utilize our throat chakra. Express our knowing, our knowledge, right? And feel a deep connection to the Most High Divine Source and all of the spirits that come from Source. Ashe. Secrets will be revealed to those tapped into their intuition. When we work on our upper 3 chakras, our upper 4 chakras, this opens a doorway to heightened intuition. So if you've been working on your intuition and things like that, it's a good time to work on those chakras. If your lower 3 chakras are balanced, if these are blocked, these will not be open. If your lower chakras are blocked, your higher chakras will not be open or balanced. Secrets will be revealed. Nothing can cloak itself under the influence of this energy. A lot of confirmations are coming through. Pay attention to nature. I literally just said that a couple minutes ago. Watch the seasons change. I forgot I even wrote that. But yeah, that's confirmation again. Okay. A lot of our close relationships may be calling for harmony and balance. You'll see that in your conversations with people that are closest to you. Anxiety will rise for some of us. The energy will tell you to work on clearing and balancing all chakras below the throat. Okay? I said that energy will tell you to work on clearing and balancing all of the chakras below the throat. If you are experiencing anxiety, that's a clear sign that you need to clear your bottom chakras. Libras, since Mercury is transitioning into Libra, okay, Libras have a tendency to be indirect when communicating. This is why we must work on our throat chakra. And communicating how they truly feel or what they really want. So be sure to be direct in this energy. And with being direct, you have to do the past remedies that some of us have already done. You have to know yourself. You have to be clear about what you want and who you are. So some of us may need to sit down and do that. Know what we want. Know who we are so that we know where we're going. And then we know how to speak, how to move in our own energy. Know who you are and know what you desire. Many of us will receive justice in this energy. If you have been betrayed, if people have been doing you wrong. And when I say betrayed, I'm not saying, oh, you invited this person into your house and you offered them some orange juice and they betrayed you. That is a learning lesson. I'm talking about you have been betrayed by people that you have not even done anything to. You haven't even invited them into your energy. They just don't like you or feel some type of way towards you just because your energy is shining on their darkness. That's what I'm talking about. But you will receive justice in this energy. Be sure to expect confirmations and give gratitude. Always show gratitude every day. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrations in the universe. Okay? It is a great time to do return to sender work, banishing work, or if you get dirty and you get down, revenge work. Okay? Depending on what level of magician you are, be careful. Be careful. But I do encourage banishing work, reversal work, and alchemizing energy. There's a creativity spike, especially if that solar plexus is balanced and open. Okay? Get ready to feel creative. Use this energy to create mindfully. What I mean by creating mindfully, we're creating every day. But a lot of us are not mindful of what we're creating because we are not mindful of our tongue, what we're speaking. We're not mindful of our thoughts. We're not mindful of what we are eating. You feel me? So we are creating havoc just from our thoughts, just from how we speak. So be mindful of that. Those who have Mercury in Libra will be great speakers. So look at your personal birth chart. Okay, what sign is your Mercury in? If it is in Libra, you are destined to be a great speaker. And you are destined to be great at diffusing arguments. The Libras that I know, they are very good at doing that. The sun sign of a Libra, period. They have the ability to calm the room and to just stay chill in general. And this is the last little, bullet point that I have. Be aware of deceitful energy. Okay? Libra energy is very good at tricking others and pretending to serve others. Think of this as succubus energy. There's a powerful wave of people being able to trick the mind by using their beauty, their graceful speech, and their charm. Okay? Don't get me wrong. Libras are beautiful. Everybody got their good side and their perceived bad side. And Libra energy can be very tricky because they are very kind on the surface and can be very malicious on the inside. It's giving scamming. It's giving deceit. It's giving you're not who you say you are. So just be mindful of that. You may not run into this energy, right? But just keep your discernment up to par. Alrighty. And here are the remedies for this energy. Okay. Release blockages in the throat chakra. You can do this through sound, through Reiki, energy cleanses, mindful of the things that you eat with intent for that area, through fire, working with water, speaking to the water that you drink. Okay, invoking the water that you drink. If you have an issue with your throat chakra, I encourage you to drink spring water, and I encourage you to pour that spring water in a glass container and sit it outside underneath a full moon and drink it. Clarissa, Rich Rising, sister. Work on the throat chakra and the chakras below the throat to remove blockages and feeling anxiety when speaking your truth, when sharing your ideas, or standing in your power. Oh, and also standing up for what you feel is right. So if you feel anxiety, or if you feel like a literal blockage when it comes to expressing yourself in those ways, you most likely need to work on the bottom chakras. These crows are going crazy. Another remedy. Here I go with that again. Feelings to control people or situation calls for works on the throat chakra as well. Oh, I just needed to read it out loud. Also, work on the top 3 chakras. Meditate with your crown chakra. Cleanse it and balance it by using sound, mantras, mudras, Reiki, and energy healing. Also, foods that correlate with the crown and the first eye, etc. And the last remedy is to keep your energy cleansed because the veil is very thin. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard about how the veil becomes very thin around Halloween or Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. Really the veil been thin, but the veil gets thinner for those who still have blocked chakras. Okay, so it will be thin for all of us. Okay. Also, I meant to say before I started this reading that all of these things may not pertain to you. And all of these remedies are not for everybody. This is a general collective reading. So choose what resonates with you and leave whatever does not. You don't have to do and perform all of these remedies. Choose what works for you. Use your discernment. Utilize the brain that the divine has given us. And choose what you feel like you need to do in this season, in this energy, and through this shift, through this portal. Okay? So let's talk about today, September 19th. Venus enters Virgo. Don't we love Venus? Okay, happy Venus Day. Collectively, we are being called to observe our thoughts, our minds, our hearts, and what we desire and why. That is so important, because if you don't know what you desire, then you don't know what you are doing here in the physical realm. What we desire is directly linked with our purpose, why we're here, why we had to go through the things that we went through. Knowing what we desire and why we desire it may bring some revelation and confirmation to some of the situations and challenges in our lives. I literally just said that. Okay? It will bring confirmation to why we are doing certain things and why we have done certain things. Why certain things had to happen to us. Yeah. I haven't seen a fly almost all summer. And the crows are going crazy. It's okay though. Where was I? Misunderstandings may resolve themselves in our close relationships. So we are grateful for that. Love is in the air for some of us. Relationships are thriving in this energy and healing together, rising together. Okay? You may be talking about deep feelings with your loved ones, mostly in romantic relationships, but in close relationships as well. Okay? If your relationship does not bring stability and support, balance, and things like that, if it does not operate within your boundaries or the other person's boundaries, then there could be some tension and some arguments under the influence of this energy. Overall, Overall, the strong desire for balance and harmony can cause a lot of disagreements and misunderstandings to be handled smoothly. This is a great time to release and reset after lessons learned and observe past events that led us to the present moment in life. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Here are the remedies for this energy, Venus entering Virgo. Number one is to ground yourself, especially before it gets too cold outside. Put your feet in the grass, eat grounding foods while in the grass. Okay, ground during the day and the night. Like Karkar stated in her post in this group, she talked about grounding during the day and during the night. And that is because the sun is masculine energy and the moon is feminine energy. So you want to ground both of those energies. So I do encourage y'all to do it both during the day and at night. Do some breath work. Okay, meditate with your root chakra. Do something grounding like watching TV, cooking, do some art, and I put to smoke or relax with a drink. But I feel like for some of us, for a lot of us, we need to use discernment when we're doing that. Because what smoking and drinking does is invite spirits into our vessel. It invites spirits into our aura. It actually puts holes in our aura so that spirits are allowed to come in. And what I have noticed recently, because I did smoke with my sister, and as y'all know, I haven't been smoking the past couple months, but I did smoke recently, and I realized that the energy did shift when I smoked. Not in a super bad way, but when my energy is not strong, it affects the people that I love. So I could see the energy affecting my son specifically because he was so happy before I smoked, and then he didn't, of course he didn't know that I smoked, but when I smoked I could see a change in him. I don't know, it's like things started to go left, and spirit was telling me, when you're not strong, the people closest to you are not strong either. It may not be like that for everybody. I'm just sharing my experience. But smoking and drinking does create holes in our aura. So smoke and drink mindfully. Use discernment and try not to mix your energy with other people's energy while you are under the influence. Because whatever spirits are attached to them and moving through them, they will attach to you. Okay? And if you're not skilled at cleansing off that energy or recognizing that energy, it could take over. And then you're back at square one, which is not a bad thing. Some people need to be knocked back to square one a couple times. You feel me? Okay. Moving on to the next. Here I am long-winded. Okay. Keep your space clean. Clean up and make sure it smells good. Show gratitude for and appreciate the details that you recognize. All uncomfortable situations that help you realize the things that you desire and the things that you don't. Be grateful for the small things in life. The small help. Okay? The small wins. This energy that we are in right now, it loves gratitude. So show gratitude. Hell, set up a gratitude altar. I'm just kidding. You should be showing gratitude at all of your altars if you have any. But a gratitude altar could not hurt. Okay? Pay attention to your body. This is another remedy. How is your body feeling in this energy? What are we putting inside of our body and on our body? Okay? Notice how you feel when you do different things and introduce different habits. Notice how you feel when you smoke versus don't smoke. I forgot I even put this in the reading. Look at God. I just be channeling the same message that I already channeled. Mind y'all, I type this out and I don't reread it. Like, I reread it when I read it to y'all, but anyways. Notice how you feel after you watch TV and when you don't watch TV. Okay? Do things that, doing this teaches us how to stay in tune with our well-being. The body is always talking and telling us what we need, what we like, what we don't like, what to keep indulging in, what to avoid. The body is always telling us what is right for us. Another remedy, and these are the last two, y'all, before we get into the solar eclipse energy that is coming up on Sunday. Is the 21st on Sunday? Yes, it is. Okay. So provide random acts of service to your household or community, like cooking, giving guidance, lending a helping hand, or showing up. This will be beneficial to you specifically. Not only to the people that, we're extending acts of service to, but to you specifically. And the last remedy is to practice self-care and do activities that reduce stress, like yoga, meditation, relaxing, etc. Prioritize self-care the rest of this month. It will be beneficial to you. So, let's get into this energy of... Why do I have remedies written so many times? Anywho, let's get into this energy of the solar eclipse, which will be occurring on September 21st. A solar eclipse happens during a new moon, and this will be in Virgo. So this energy is saying, and this is pretty short, remember that this is a portal. Okay, this is beautiful energy that will stimulate the mind and either invoke creativity or perfectionism and being overcritical. So it will either invoke creativity or perfectionism, especially in intimate relationships, close relationships, or mutual goals with people close to you. So this energy suggests that this is a transformative time and will affect shared resources and brings forth new opportunities. This energy will assist us in knowing our worth. I'm so prepared for that. You are encouraged to release old patterns and face your fears. This energy brings financial surprises and shifts. I hope that you have been disciplined with your money. Okay? And it is bringing breakthroughs in close relationships and partnerships. What did I just hear? I just heard something like, oh, those who have been disciplined with their money, those who have been working on their relationships, right? Those who have been working on themselves, prepare to receive a reward. Prepare to be rewarded. And those who have not, prepare for this to be a difficult time, I was going to say unfortunately, but fortunately, so that we can recognize energy. so that we can know what to do in the future, to get out of this cycle. All right, and the last thing is, this is another period of death and rebirth. I do not encourage you to manifest during the solar eclipse. I encourage you to reflect on what it is you want, who you are, and what you desire. Okay? This is not a great time to manifest. This is a time to get clear about what you want, who you are, and where you are going. Release. That is what we do during dark moons or new moons anyways. We release. Okay? Oftentimes we do plant new seeds, but we have already done that. And we are coming up on the fall equinox, right? So we don't plant seeds in the fall. Not really. I mean, we plant seeds for things that grow during this time, like pumpkins and, you know, maybe some fresh greens. But this is not a common time to plant seeds. Let's talk about the remedies for this energy, for this solar eclipse. Do a past life release ceremony. If you have your birth chart, your personal birth chart, release your South Node so that you can fully step into your North Node placement. What our South Node tells us is not only our past life or information about our past life, but it also tells us the cycles that we are in. A lot of the times when you read your South Node placement, you will see that you're still experiencing some of those things in this life, right? And when you read your North Node, you will see that a lot of what happened in your South Node are things that you are called to overcome in this present lifetime. Some of us have spent many lifetimes trying to heal and grow from things that are in our South Node. So I feel like this is a very good remedy to release your South Node, to release all of the things that are said in your South Node, to cleanse yourself from those energies. Okay? Another remedy is to cover your head and remember that eclipse events are portals opening. Protect yourself spiritually. Okay? A lot of spirits will be running wild. We can already see spirits running wild. I don't know if y'all can, but I can already see spirits running wild just from social media, just from being around my family, just from being outside. I can see the shifts in energies or emotions. Even when we got in the accident yesterday, you know, my mom had said that the guy had tried to get a little rowdy with her, but she decided to stay calm and he changed his ways. And I'm just like, yeah, that's you know, that's confirmation right there. If she wasn't who she was, you know, if I wasn't there, there's no telling how it could have gone. And I don't say that in a cocky way, but if some high vibration wasn't there, you feel me? Or someone who has been working on themselves like her, then that could have went any kind of way. Because let the old me had been there, or let the old her had been there, it could have definitely went left. Anyways, give offerings to the water. It will be highly beneficial to you. Give the water sweet things, chopped fruits, you know, some sweet things. Be aware of anxiety. feeling down or sad, excessive worrying and being fearful, feelings of guilt. Really just be mindful of low vibrational feelings. If low vibrational feelings do come up, I encourage you to cleanse. Okay? I encourage you to cleanse anyways if you don't feel these things. Even when I'm feeling my best, I still take me a spiritual bath. I still cleanse my aura. Because what doing that is protection work. Somebody explained it like this on TikTok. And I was like, wow, that is an amazing way to explain it. They explained it like this, but now I'm getting a whole nother scenario in my mind. Thank you, Spirit. I'm going to go ahead and say this one first, though. But doing protection work is like getting in the car and putting on your seatbelt, right? You don't put on your seatbelt after you have gotten in a car accident and you done flew out the window. You don't go back to the car and say, oh, let me put on my seatbelt now that I done got in the accident. You put on your seatbelt so that when spiritual attacks occur, you won't fly out the window. The impact is not so great. You may have just a little scrape on your knee that you didn't even know was there. You feel me? So look at it like that. You don't get on a roller coaster and say, oh, I'll put on my straps if I feel like I'm going to fall out. No, you go ahead and strap up as soon as you get on the roller coaster. So that is what protection work is. That is what taking spiritual baths and doing breath work and grounding ourselves often, releasing often. That is what all of those things are. They are protection work. So that when, yeah, I already said. Y'all get the point. Okay? Soak your body, your head, and protection items in spiritual bath wash. I also encourage you to take that spiritual bath. And so this is what I do with spiritual baths. Not only do I bathe in it, I drink it. Not the actual spiritual bath mixture, but I will take herbs that I would bathe in and I drink them. Okay? I also wash my floors with it. I also wash my doors with it and my window sills. Okay? You can even wash your porch or your patio with it. You can even wash your car with the spiritual bath mixture. You can create a hand and foot wash. Definitely wash your head. Wash everything on your body. Right? And I also wash my items with the spiritual bath mixture. All of my amulets, my charms, waist beads that I plan to put on. Place honey on your tongue in this energy. Sit honey on your altar. Dress a candle with it. Freshen up your altar with flowers and sweet scents. Okay? So moving on to the next aspect. This is September 22nd. And this is Mars entering Scorpio. If you've been tired, get ready for some energy. Mars is our planet of action, assertiveness, energy, flow. It gets you amped up. I think Mars rules Aries, if I'm not mistaken. So get ready for some energy. This energy is giving us the willpower to take action, to learn new things, especially when it comes to holistic wellness and researching. You may want to explore deep spiritual philosophies, travel, or start a new class. I know that I'm already feeling the effect of that energy. I have orientation today for my doula course. And we start training on Sunday. So I'm excited. This energy is calling for some of us to get a simple reading to make sure we are in alignment and to assist in our next move. Since Mars is the planet of action, some of us don't know where we're going. Some of us haven't known what we've been doing for the past couple years. You feel me? So if you are one of the people who feel like that, it is perfectly fine. That is what divination is here for. For us to consult with our spirit, for us to consult with our higher selves, our ancestors, and see what moves we need to take next. What moves are safe for us. Everything manifests in the spiritual realm before it manifests in the physical realm. And we know that is true because everything starts with a thought. The mind is the spirit realm. Okay? And then it manifests in our reality. You didn't just walk into your room and it was already created like that. No, you thought, I want to put up these type of curtains. I want to put this spread on my bed. Actually, I want this kind of bed instead of that kind of bed. And I want a lamp over here. That started in your mind first, and then you created it in your reality. Ashe. So get you a reading. Spirit said to move with strategy. Move with intention. If you need to divine to make sure you are flowing down the correct path, do that. Divine for yourself. I will be hosting a class soon to teach you basic divination. If you are interested. Okay, that's what readings are for. To assist us in our next move. And honestly, all of us should be intentional about everything that we're doing in our life. If you're doing something for no reason, especially if you are 30 and above, then what are you doing? You probably wondering what you're doing. If you just doing something just because, or doing something for temporary feelings. Because later on down the line and years later, we start to look back and say, dang, I had all that fun, but I have nothing to show for it now. So now I'm not having so much fun because now I have to actually sit down and build long-term love, long-term happiness, long-term stability. So, yeah. Some of us are making international plays, okay, and connecting with people in other countries. This is good for those who are doing that. I know that I am. I have been for a couple of years. And I'm excited about that, okay? Collectively, we are encouraged to expand our friends group with discernment. Okay, make those international plays. Talk to people outside of your city or in your city. Expand your friends group. Be open to tribe. Okay? If you are a teacher, mentor, advisor, etc., this is a perfect time to teach truth and shatter illusions. I believe that Neptune is still retrograding. The reason why I said that. Because there will be a lot of illusions circulating around out here. Actually, there has been. And I talked about that in previous readings. Y'all can go back and watch those. Be sure that things that you are doing in this energy are things that you want to expand on. So move with intention. A lot of us are subconsciously expanding on things that we don't want. And that is because of mindset. Okay, and that is because of giving in to these illusions. Also, giving in to the temptation of life. And saying, oh, I'll just work on it later. Or, it'll be alright if I just do this now. Move with intention. Intention should be motivation, for real, for real. And where you want to go. I know for a fact that dementia has traumatized me. And I wasn't really a sweet person before, but I really watch the sweets that I intake. I do not want dementia at all. And I don't want any of my peoples to have dementia. But anyways, it's also time to apply your spiritual knowledge. I said apply. Apply the spiritual knowledge. It's one thing to know, but it is another thing to do and witness physical results. It's a whole nother thing. It's a whole nother story when you are witnessing the results. So this energy is calling us to apply our knowledge. Be mindful that this energy can bring impulsiveness, frustrations, anger, forced or strained relationships, issues with the police, and restlessness. And it's okay if some of these things come up. Again, your body is telling you the things that you should be working on in this season. For everybody, it's not going to be the same. Or for some of us, it will be the same. But embrace this energy and know that it is all for your highest good. It is here to teach you how to elevate. I can't teach you how to elevate. I can only teach you how to look out for the signs. It is up to you to use your discernment and to listen to your body. Ashe. And the last little, whatchamacallit here, bullet point, is Spirit said to move in silence. And they want to explain that moving in silence means showing results. Okay, instead of just talking about results you wish to come. Remember that the veil is very, very thin. And that all types of energies, all types of spirits are running wild. It is best that we show instead of just talking about it. Don't just talk about it, be about it. Here are the remedies, and there are only 3. Avoid being impulsive. Learn to move and flow without rushing or forcing, or being impulsive. And when moving through this energy, ground yourself and move with intention, discernment, and clarity. I don't know what it meant by energy and live. Hold on, I gotta use the bathroom really bad, real quick. Oh, loud. My apologies. My apologies. Just skip through that part. I really couldn't hold it. I forgot I'm detoxing. Ooh. All right, okay. So keep a cool head. Say your Ori prayers. Create a Ori altar. For those of you who don't know, your Ori is a spirit who sits on top of your head. This is your higher self. So create a higher self altar. A head wash for your Ori. Wear head wraps. Anoint your head. Give your head offerings. Common offerings for the head would be water, cool water. Okay, I give my Ori shea butter. I place oils on my Ori. Sometimes your Ori wants a little bit more, and if you are experiencing brain fog, you can't seem to have clarity in your mind, you may need a head rogation. What a head rogation is a head ritual. It's a spiritual cleansing that allows your Ori to connect better with you. To cleanse your Ori, and this could include offerings to the head of different forms, fish, all kind of different things, coconut. Oh yeah, also if you get a coconut from the store and crack it open, you can use that water to cleanse your Ori as well. And the last remedy is to stay hydrated. Look up how to make a hydration drink and drink structured water. This is why previously I said to drink spring water, especially when you are clearing that throat chakra. And just in general, because spring water is structured water. It is water straight from the spring, that has natural minerals in it, and that has flown through all of the rocks, making it structured. Some more structured water would be coconut water, or the little drinks that they be making on TikTok. I'm finna make me one with the chia seeds and some spirulina and all of those different things. Coconut water and coconut jellies and things like that. Ooh, could go for one right now. Okay, we got like 2 more aspects, and then we are complete. Okay, so the next aspect is Mars, opposite of Chiron, which is our wounded healer. And Chiron is retrograding. So what this energy means is a lot of us need to heal our money wounds. We do that by building a better relationship with money, with Ajay. I'm pretty sure I put in the remedies how to do that. So you may realize that who you truly are at core and the journey you truly desire is not reflecting in your actions. Okay? This energy, for some of us, what was I saying here? My bad. So it says, for some of us, acting on our highest version of self and walking in our calling is being hindered by blockages that need to be released at this time. Oh, okay. I guess it does make sense. Dang. I don't know why it didn't make sense for a while. But acting on our highest version of self and walking in our calling may be hindered by some blockages. Okay? I don't know why that didn't make sense. These could be mental blockages, chakra blockages, financial blockages, self-worth issues. All of that goes hand in hand. This energy is encouraging us to expand our mind, our thought process, and our belief system as well. So exploring new things may change our perspective for the better. Someone could go to jail. Okay? So be mindful of that. This energy could get very emotional for some of us because it's shattering illusions and making some of us a little uncomfortable. And that's normally what Saturn and Neptune together would do. Shatter some illusions and, force us to see the reality of things. But while Neptune is retrograding, it'll be fun for a little while. Until it stops retrograding, and then we realize we really haven't done the work that we desire. We're really not in the place that we desire in life. We're really not moving towards the things that we desire in life. Here are some remedies, though. Okay, create an altar for prosperity. Only if you are at that level and you are ready to learn about that aspect of yourself, because money is us. It's a part of us. It's a spirit that is a part of us. What is money? It is currency. We have currency. So if you are ready to learn about that aspect of yourself, create the altar. Okay? And if you would like to know what to put on that altar, I'll be more than happy to share that with you. If you would like to know the type of offerings that money likes, I'll be more than happy to explain that to you. I believe that, I know that I have put it in previous readings. Say and or write self-worth affirmations. Clear the root chakra. If we are not acting as the person we desire to be, which is our higher selves, all of us wish to be our highest version of self. That is one thing that we have in common, right? Our ultimate self. Really, that is the goal here. Whatever the highest version of self looks like for you. Okay? There's some homeless people out here who are being the highest version of themselves. They're doing exactly what they have longed to do. Exactly what they desire to do. Some of them not so much.